What's up, guys? I'm back, and we're on Paladins this time around. But this is a different Paladins video because this is an informational video. We're gonna be talking about how I play Skye, how I like to play with her, and how I kind of get better at the competitive scene. Right now, I'm not doing too well, but I've been doing better with this build, and the idea of how I'm using it now is just so much easier, so much more sustainable. So I'm here, guys, giving you the rundown of how I play Skye competitive and how I be successful in my matches. Skye, the Twilight Assassin. She is no less than her title. And to be fair, guys, she does pretty well at what she is pretty much built in to do. Her first left mouse button is wrist crossbow. Her right mouse button is poison bolts.
That's not ready yet. Ready yet.
Her movement ability is hidden. Her Q is SmokeScreen.
That's not ready yet.
And her ultimate is Time Bomb.
I'm sticking. Like this.
Triple kill. One kill. Pentakill.
So, the first thing I'm going to show off is a smoke and what its attributes are. So right now, you just have your smoke. I also have some movement speed in the build. So if you saw my cards, you obviously know. And pretty much, this is going to be kind of the bread and butter of our build here. We're going to kite around this in a circle when we fight, so that they can't see us. And if things get bad, we can go in and completely reposition ourselves yet again and completely get ourselves away from the fight. Also, one other thing for you guys to note too is that if you go into hidden while you're cloaked with your smoke, you will not make the sound that you're getting out of smoke, so it can be like you're cloaked for even longer period of time. So it's really nice for that, really nice for stringing together cloaks. So I could do this, I could do something like this. I could throw down a smoke, do that, walk into here, hit hidden, throw down another smoke, and I have another smoke. So that is what you just saw. We were cloaked for an extremely long period of time. Notice we have nothing that extends our hidden. Nothing. And we just pulled that off, and yes, you can pull that off in a competitive setting very easily. Boop. Fight again, jump in the smoke, throw another smoke, and you are very hard to hit. Very hard to hit.
Brought you a present.
I also do recommend in this build also too, if you can, and when you get really good, is cooldown reduction. The card that when you kill someone it lowers your cooldowns, that's excellent for this character, excellent for Skye. So that's something also I would like you to guys kind of experiment with. Also, another thing with this build that you really want to pay attention to is the fact of the need of the poison bolts. You have to be hitting all three of them in order for this build to be very successful. So as you can see, when I poison bolt someone, it lowers the cooldown of SmokeScreen by 2 seconds per bolt. There are 3, that lowers it by 6 seconds, that's half. And because I have this, it's even lower, and if you have Chronos, it's even more ridiculous. But Chronos and Morale Boost, kind of pick your poison with that. It all depends how effective your ult will be in a specific map. So if it's going to be really effective, then go for Morale Boost. If it isn't, and it's going to be hard to secure kills like that, go ahead and get Chronos. Now, duration. This is extremely important. What this does is this allows us to stack our smoke. And this green card, this could be anything. I went and did poison bolts just so that I could spam it an extra second quicker. with the confound here so that I can get a smoke slightly quicker. Again, getting the cooldown card just as helpful. Getting the victory, I forgot what it's called, the one that gives you movement speed for 12 seconds after getting a kill. That's very good as well. I'm actually thinking about building a build like that helps me chase down kills a little faster. But this build is very good though for chasing down, very good. Because you can confuse someone, do a lot of damage, you know, maybe ult them. And if it doesn't kill them, you know, walk into your smoke, you get cloaked, and you can kind of get around the corner, you know, go into hitting, they think you're gone, boom. And they're dead. They can't do nothing about it.
Catch me if you can.
So, there's really a lot you can do with this build. It's really, really, really good. As you guys can see right now, or probably already throughout the video, I've been showing you a build. That was through casual, a match I was doing.
Special touch.
And, I did manage to get some pretty good kills in there. I could have done better, to be fair. I could have done a lot better, but I was just trying to get a casual match to show you guys what you can do with the build with Chronos. It's probably better in that map that I went ahead with morale boost because your ult is so strong in that map because everything is so close together. But you gotta kind of pick your poison with Skye. You really have to. You gotta understand, should I put more power into my kit or more power into my ult? Because sometimes putting more into your ult is better than your kit, and sometimes putting into your kit and less into your ult is better. But tell me, let me know, guys, does this build work for you? How do you feel about it? And let's move on to the next section, which is pretty much what Skye needs to be better, because there's a lot Skye can do, or a lot Skye can pretty much be better at than what she is at right now. So guys, Skye, she can do quite a few stuff, and with the right player, it can be pretty dangerous. However, Skye is lacking. I love Skye, I love her character so much, but she does need more strength. Now the buff, as of right now, of OB41 was very nice, and I think it's a very good step in the right direction. However, I believe Skye still needs movement speed. She used to be very fast back in the day, and right now they nerfed her movement speed really badly. She's a ninja and she needs to be fast on her feet. She really needs to be fast on her feet. So I think giving her 20% movement speed could result in a very much of a better Skye. Not only that, something else we have to talk about. There's something I don't think people have really brought up about, and it's kind of interesting that no one's really talked about this, and so I'm going to kind of say it. Have you found something very interesting that Skye doesn't have that everyone else has? And no, not verticality. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something else. What can Eevee do? What can Androxus do? And what can Buck do that she can't do? Have you figured it out? You haven't? Well, let me tell you. It's self-sustain. It's something that Skye just cannot do. She doesn't have any ability nor card to give her life rip, to give her killing, healing, naturally. That just doesn't exist with Skye. That's why it's so hard to survive with her. She can't heal like Androxus when things get bad. She can't heal like Eevee when things get bad. She can't self-passively heal like Buck when things get bad for him. Skye has no failsafe. This is a big issue, and I think Hi-Rez needs to really look at what their design is for flanks. You can't have a flank that can't self-heal, and everyone else can self-heal. It just, there's no give and take there. So, I believe, with Skye, we need either one or two things. Number one, a larger health pool. Eevee has been buffed from what I think someone said. I think her health has been buffed to 2,000. That's kind of insane. They didn't even say that in patch notes. But I think someone said that. I'm not sure. I haven't played Eevee this update, so I can't vouch for that. But someone said that. If that is actually true, that means Skye definitely needs health boost. But if she can't get that, then this is something else that I want to see, everyone. I want to see a Poison Bolt Life Steal card. For every Poison Bolt, she should be able to heal. And let me tell you what card that should replace. The healing card. The hypothetical healing card I'm talking about. It should replace the worst card in Skye's deck. What is the worst card in Skye's deck? The worst one has to be the healing card, the reduce healing card. That is the most useless card that Skye has at her disposal. The most useless. There's no point in having it. You're already reducing it by 50% with your poison bolts. Why would you need to reduce it anymore? If you want to reduce it even more, get cauterized. It just does not make sense, and it's just not viable, and it's unnecessarily mean to Skye. I feel like having a card that heals Skye for 50% healing, sorry, not 50%, sorry, 50 healing, 50 heals, right, per bolt. So that means if you land all three, that's 150. If you land the second level of it, it would be 100, so you would heal 300 health. If it's tier 3, you would heal 150, that's 500 health. And if you have max, that's 120 health. That would keep her extremely viable, extremely healthy, and she would never need a healer. That would be a Skye that is dangerous to anyone, because when health gets low, spam your poison bolts, and Skye would be good. That's what I believe would make Skye very, very capable. But again, that's just me. Spread this around. Tell me what you think about that. Another ability that needs to be reworked with Skye is Q. Her Q ability is very good, and it's the only reason why she's doing somewhat okay in most situations if you're thinking ahead. However, if you were to give her Q a poison gas, she would now grant something new. She would grant ability point pressure. That's something that Skye doesn't have, only on her ult though. That's only something her ult has, which is very good point pressure. The issue though is that that's the only point pressure thing she has, is her ultimate. If her Q had that and she could cloak in it, and she could cloak longer, say 5 seconds instead of 3, and get natural movement speed boost like Hidden does without boosted by any card, that would make her very good, because now Skye doesn't need to go into the point. Throw a smoke, sit back, spam another poison bolt, heal up. That would make her so viable, so powerful, such on an even playing field with Androx's Buck and even Eevee. Very viable, very much in an in-between state that no one else can really touch. What do you guys think about that? Poison gas, and it does tick damage over time. I think that would be really cool. And keep everything else about her ability, just buff the time she's cloaked, and then tick poison gas damage. I think that would be awesome. Another thing that I wanted to see is the fact that the payload should no longer block her ult. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't affect Bomb King that way, it doesn't affect his Grumpy Bomb that way, it only affects Skye that way. I feel like that's unnecessary, and I feel like it's rather mean to kind of do that to Skye. I mean, she isn't that powerful, to be fair. She could be knocked out, and she's the lowest health just player in the game, or champion in the entire game. At least give her that, you know? Make her ult a little bit more viable. And possibly give her the poison over time damage again with her ult to everyone. Not a super powered version of it, but like as if you struck everyone with 3 poison bolts. So that if everyone's low health, it will knock them out. It's just, I just wish Skye just had a little bit more leeway. The issue with Skye is that they're giving her 2 bare bones, to the point where one mistake means instant death. And that's not something that all the flags have to worry about, or no other champion at all has to worry about. So I think we could cut Skye some slack, really give her the power that she deserves, give her back the power she used to have in closed beta, and just really let's be nice to Skye. Give her some power. She deserves it. She's an old OG. She is an OG to this game, and I feel like she deserves the power because she's an assassin. That's her goal. Her goal is to wipe you out quickly and from behind, and she needs something to sustain herself. That's all I believe. But hope you guys enjoyed the tips, the kind of ideas that I thought that would buff her. Now I'm gonna kind of go into tips and tricks with her, and pretty much there's quite a few things that I think that could go better with her. I think one thing for Skye players to really understand is that sitting back and doing nothing is sometimes the best thing for her. Sitting back and doing nothing could mean you being alive and killing that one person that no one else could kill because they all died. Staying alive and doing nothing could give you a better idea of picking your battles from the back line of the enemy. And it's really good to just keep in mind that Skye doesn't always need to keep doing stuff. She just needs to make sure to stay alive. That's a really important thing. Because a Skye that doesn't die often is a very dangerous Skye. Whether you're doing damage, if you're just harassing, keep harassing. it's better than dying. Let me tell you that. Anything is better than dying. So, make sure you stay alive and don't be too reckless with what you're doing. Now, another thing you need to also understand that you can't always flank. If your whole enemy team is kind of, sorry, not enemy team. Your whole passive, not passive, I'm dumb. Your whole teammates, that's what I meant to say. All your teammates are kind of down and out. They're really struggling. Don't go and flank the other team. Help your team, cloak them. Throw the smoke, help cloak your team. Throw the smoke on them. It really helps and keeps them alive. I've done that with the healers and the tanks. It really helps to kind of cause a little bit of confusion. And a little bit of confusion could buy a little bit of time in order for you to get away or assure a kill. It's really good stuff to remember. Also remember, if you can't go in and do the damage, try to poison people from a distance. It really does help to consistently pile on damage. And one last thing to always remember, actually 2 last things to remember. 1, never pull your ult when there isn't chaos around. If stuff is going crazy, people are dying left and right, everyone's low health, make sure to pull the ult behind people, because instinctively people are going to run behind them. They're going to run back, not in front of them. So, to ult behind them while stuff is going on, you'll probably get a triple kill. If a double kill, the minimum. Triple kill if you're really good. In quadra if you're fortunate. You're really fortunate. But make sure to ult smart. And one last thing, because this is one thing I need to talk about. Skye is very susceptible to Makoa. Please be very careful. Just because you're cloaked doesn't mean he can't hook you. So a little bit of advice, always move to the left. His hook hitbox is always to the right, so kind of strafing to the left can mean that you won't get hooked. And once a Makoa can't hook you, they're pretty vulnerable. All you have to do is kind of just put a smoke on them, kite them all around in a circle, and they should be dead. You should be able to get that Makoa. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Paladins Barracks. I hope you guys liked it. This is pretty much all the training ground and what I kind of do with my builds. It isn't what's probably recommended. It's just what I like to do, and I'd like to share it with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I probably in the future I'll do one on Ying, because Ying is my main, my super main. Like, look at that ult, guys. See that ult? Was that not a gorgeous ult? Double kill. That was a good ult. You know, you gotta pull ults like that. Ults where it's close together, where people are really just not expecting it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys in the next Paladins Barracks video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. And don't forget to be a hero. Bye, guys.